guys, it's Bunny. So today, as you can see, I am kind of like in my bathrobe, and that's because for day 2 I decided that I was kind of just going to get this one video out the way that I've been meaning to do forever and just go really in depth into my skincare routine. So I have just like finished everything up and did my makeup and got myself all cute to do a little intro for you guys, but today is just going to be me going basically start to finish through my whole skincare routine, and in particular this is for my skin type, which is really pale, and then pale like Caucasian skin especially tends to be really dry, or like I know a lot of people that tend to be on the drier side for some reason. There's like some correlation there, and then so my skin is normal to combination with dryness in my cheeks, and then like normal to slightly oily skin in the T-zone. And then my primary skin problems that I'm dealing with are the dry skin and any flaky or patchy skin that happens because of that, and then making sure that my T-zone stays clean, and like I'll get little blackhead buildup and so, or texture issues on my nose, so I use primers and things like that, and products that help keep my nose cleared and improve the texture there. So I'll just get right into it, but if you want to see sort of my cleansing routine and my Korean-based skincare routine, go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so we're going to try this again. This is actually take 3. I tried to record this on my phone a minute ago and then my phone died, so what could possibly go wrong? But okay, so we have, I'm not going to show you my little sink area because it's kind of messy, but so by my sink and for my cleansing routine, I always have a little spa headband, which I just got this guy on eBay for like $3 or $4, and that keeps my hair out of my face. And I have a couple of those so I can wash them and trade them out if they get dirty. And then I have a microfiber washcloth, and I keep like a whole rainbow of these that I got from the haul yesterday, and I had some others before that. But I like microfiber cloths for my face in particular because they're really soft. They feel super soft on your face, and they're not too rough. Like they don't rub my skin raw when I use them to take off masks or makeup or what have you. But at the same time, because they have like that fiber texture, they're really good at taking off like eye makeup or like grabbing onto anything that you need to get off your face. So I really like them for that. And they're also super absorbent. So right next to it, I keep a bigger microfiber towel that I got from Daiso, and I have several of these to wash and change out as well because they were only, you know, $1.50, $2 a piece. And so this I just use to dry off my face when I'm done because it's super absorbent. All right, and then as for like cleansers and what I use for my cleansing routine, I keep it really simple, honestly, because my skin is pretty forgiving. As long as I am cleansing my face regularly with something gentle, it tends to stay pretty clear. So I basically just have, at any given time, I always have like a basic cleanser that I'm using that's really gentle as like a daily thing, and then I have an exfoliator that I use, and I tend to use that 2 to 3 times a week. Instead of a cleanser sometimes, or in addition to my cleanser. And then I like to have at least one pore care like anti-blackhead nose thing, because that tends to be, I get a lot of stubborn blackheads and like sometimes acne on my nose. So right now the cleanser that I'm using is a sample of this is, well, let's see, is this Shiseido or Majolica Majorca? I think this is actually Shiseido, which is the parent company of Majolica Majorca, but it came it came packaged with one of the limited edition Majolica Majorca, like the storybook palette sets. These were just like, this was just bundled in there with it. And it's just a really basic, it's a foaming cleanser that's really gentle. And then what I do is I use it in tandem with, I have the Olay basically knockoff Clarisonic, and so this one is a 2-speed. It has like a low and then a high speed, and so what you're supposed to do with foaming cleansers is actually work them up into a lather before you put them on your face. So I'll show you in a minute when I actually wash my face, but I'll get my hands wet, get my face wet, and then work it up into a lather and then put it all over my face. And then I'll use the Olay to massage it in a little bit and then wipe it all off with the microfiber cloth. And then on exfoliant days, right now I have two that I'm going through. I have a sample of, let's see, Motion and Friction, which is an Origins product. I'm not super attached to it. It was just another sample I got. But it's a very effective and kind of strong chemical cleanser, or a chemical exfoliant, I'm sorry. And then I have a physical exfoliant, which this one is by Epicė. I always butcher French, and it's a purifying exfoliant. This came from an Ipsy bag. And it's fine. It's actually not my favorite because it's got clearly some citrus in it and it's a little bit strong. I feel like it can be too harsh on my face if I use it for too long or use too much of it, because it's definitely like a physical bead-based exfoliant, and then also has like some citrus kind of acid agents in there. So it's a little bit strong for me. I only use a little bit at a time. But those are what I use right now. Like some days, my skin changes based on winter and summer, basically. So in winter, because I am normal to combination with dry cheeks, in winter it's all about making sure that I get any dead flaky skin off the surface with an exfoliant, and then just keeping my skin relatively clean and focusing on moisturizing. Like most of my skincare is focusing on the after, cleansing. And then in summer, I don't ever really get oily per se, but I definitely get more, like my skin is more picky about staying clean. So I don't have as many like skin flaking issues, but I do have more oil and like sebum buildup. So I have to make sure that I'm cleansing enough. So right now, because it's winter, I've been using more of like physical exfoliants to just get any patchy or dry or skin buildup or anything gross off my face. And then in the summertime, I tend to use more of the chemical exfoliants, which are good at getting deep into like blackheads and making sure that my pores are actually clear and that I'm not getting any acne buildup. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my cleansing here. Okay, there we go. We've cleansed and then we exfoliated like with the Olay. I just rinsed off my washcloth and put that away. And there we go. That's all she wrote. I don't really need any exfoliants today because that whole process with the Olay worked into it, and then kind of rubbing my face a little bit with the washcloth as I'm taking everything off is basically enough exfoliant that my skin needs, generally speaking. Often when I'm in the shower, or like I have exfoliant days marked on my calendar, and that's when I'll do something a little bit more heavy, and I'll use the exfoliant instead of a cleanser so that I'm not overdoing it and overworking my skin. Also, a lot of the time, my tip for the Olay or Sonicare is to never push. I use a very light hand, and I basically just very gently like massage it as it's spinning. It should be just lightly buffing the surface of your skin. And the reason for that, I tried kind of pushing it into my skin a little bit when I first got it, but I realized that it was just rubbing my skin raw and I wasn't actually seeing any better results. Because what it's going to be doing is buffing off any dead skin, but it's not really able to like dig super deep into your pores, and pushing harder isn't going to make it go any deeper into your skin. It's just going to rub the surface of your skin harder. And then like most of the texture issues on your skin are actually inflammation. They're not anything that you want to try and scrape off. So if you're having kind of texture issues or acne on your skin, you want to just buff over it very lightly and do your best to clear out the pores, and then the skin is going to work itself out. If you're too rough on it and you're trying to like scrape it flat, you're basically just going to be like scuffing up your skin or creating micro cuts or rubbing it too raw, exposing your skin to potentially more bacteria getting in, and then it's going to try and like freak out and make do with more inflammation. So you're actually going to end up making your skin worse. So it's counterintuitive, but being like gentle but consistent is how you're going to see the best results in most cases. And then the exfoliants and all that are just kind of a special occasion thing you don't want to do too frequently. Okay, and then that's all my cleansers. So we're going to move into my room for the rest of the skincare. Okay, and we are back. So I have all my daily skincare stuff kind of laid out in front of me here. I haven't changed a lot of stuff since I first tried to record a skincare video, but I don't think I ever uploaded that. I think it just kind of fell apart. So what I use initially is a toner, and then for people with any sort of dryness in their skin, making sure that you're using a toner and not an astringent is really important. And because astringents are usually alcohol based and they're really, really drying. So what I have is I have most of the Benefit skincare sets, which has worked really well for me, and I'm just kind of going through it. It's been lasting me forever. So I have the Moisture Prep Toning Lotion by Benefit, and so like the packaging is also just really pretty. I think I'm going to keep the packaging and possibly put other stuff into it once I empty them out. And so for toning, I learned this as a Korean thing, but a lot of Korean women will just put it onto their hands and tap it into their skin. So sometimes if my skin I feel needs a little bit of extra cleansing or makeup removal like assurance, I'll use a cotton pad, and these are just cheap cotton pads that I got from Daiso, and I store them in a cute little like Daiso china case on my vanity that matches my pink, the box that I use for all my skincare products, which also lives on my vanity. So this whole little box that I just knocked everything over, but it's a really cute pink container, and they kind of are from the same set. So those live here, but usually most of the time I just take my toner here, put a little bit onto my fingertips, and then tap in my skin. And on my own, this process is really fast, but I'm slowing it down and doing a lot of talking to kind of make it clear what I'm doing. But toning is really important if you can find a good toner. I've noticed a huge improvement. This is called Moisture Prep, and to be perfectly honest, they're not ever super clear about like what this is supposed to do. But toners in general are basically meant to sterilize your skin and prep it for all the moisturizing stuff that you're going to be putting on afterwards, to make sure that you're not like clogging your pores or overlayering your skin kind of thing. And also like clean hands are super helpful, but just like having a sterile, clean, like really clean open surface. So then I tone, and then with these type of skincare products, you're supposed to basically work, the rule of thumb is thinnest to thickest. So I move on to sprays, and I actually have two sprays because I'm a weirdo, but I have the Benefit Ultra Radiance Facial Rehydrating Mist, and this is supposed to be like an extra special little thing, but it's really a daily use product if you have dry skin. So it's really nice. It has a kind of cucumbery scent. And then I also had, this was like a primer water, and I thought it was supposed to be used like an actual primer. It's the Urban Decay B6 primer, but they actually say to put this on before you even do your moisturizer or any primers. So it's not actually a primer water. So I kind of felt like I had heard about the Smashbook photo finish primer water and was curious about that, and then saw this on sale and decided to try it out, but it's actually kind of a different product. So I'm basically just using this up. It has a lot of vitamins in it, and so it's supposed to have kind of a serum-like effect of getting essential nutrients to your face in a slow release kind of way, which is the same thing that this does. I think it's mostly water-based, but it has this particular molecule that they patented in it that slowly leaches water into your skin over the course of the day to help try and keep it hydrated long-term. And they put that into their whole skincare line. So it's supposed to be like a long-term hydration solution. So I'm just gonna mist myself here. And then I only use one mist at a time because I'm not super crazy about using up all my products. And then, so I kind of like to tap that in until it's relatively dry and set in. And then I move on to serums. And so for serums, I have the Olay Regenerist Anti-Aging Eye Roller. And so this is especially an eye serum that has little metal things that are supposed to be little like roller massagers, so it cools your eye area as you're massaging serum into it. I just found that the first part of my face that seemed to be getting wrinkles was like little crow's feet around my eyes, so I do a hydrating serum and an eye cream just to be extra careful, because I want to make sure that my eyes don't get dried out. And I feel like a lot of eye creams are very heavy and kind of just sit on the surface. They don't put moisture back into your eye area, so I liked this a lot. As far as like serums go and the quality of it, I kind of feel meh about it, but it's definitely like it does the job of hydrating my eye area, so I'm using it. And then you basically just, there's usually a little bit of product left on here, and then you click the tip to get a little bit more product out, and it feels really nice because it's cool, and I massage it in little circular motions. The balls don't actually move, they're just cool to the touch. And this is really similar to the packaging of a Benefit product that I was gifted while I was working there called Puff Off, that has a little, they made it cute. They have a little metal tip that looks like an actual iron and is supposed to like iron out the puffiness in your eyes, but it's basically the same concept of all these other metal rollers. And then for my actual face serum, I just have a sample right now of Estée Lauder, and then I also, when I do sheet masks, I'll sometimes save the leftover serum, because that's what it is. It's basically just like a hydrating serum, and then tap that into my face as well. So I'm just gonna probably finish up this sampler of Estée Lauder. I need to buy another serum, but I'm using up all my samples before I do. I haven't decided if I want to go for the like Etude House Moistful serum, or I'll probably try a Korean one because I like Korean products. But serums are a daily must for me, in particular because serums are like the specialists. Everything else in skincare is a little bit on the generic side, like you kind of just walk through the steps, but serums in particular, you buy the one that's geared towards whatever specific skin problems you're having, and then it really targets those and makes sure that you're like hydrating your skin if it's dry like mine. And so I really only do serum on my cheeks because they are what get dry. But I see a huge difference in my overall skin quality if I'm using serums regularly on my cheeks, because that gets them the hydration that they're lacking. Let's see if I can use this guy up completely. Yep, I think that was it. Cool. So I have a little bit of sheet mask serum left that I'm going to be using up, and then I'll be buying a new serum, which is exciting. And then, so now we just need to move on to moisturizing. And then I have too much eye cream. I really do. So I'm going through a couple of them, but the first one I'm going through right now is another sample. I got a huge pack of samples from Nordstrom when I made a purchase there. So, or that's right, I think it was like with Christmas purchase, you get this bag of samples that I'm still going through. So I have a Kiehls eye cream, and I'm just not a big fan of Kiehls because I don't like their packaging, but I'm just going to use this up. Oh, that's way too much. That's okay though. And it's just a creamy eye treatment with avocado, which seems to be a common base for eye creams, because I actually have another full bottle of avocado eye cream that I'm going to be using as soon as this runs out. But yeah, so this guy, it's just a heavier eye cream, so I really carefully tap it into my eye area and then gently smooth it in, because I found that this particular eye cream is actually a little bit sticky, so it actually kind of like, I don't know, feels a little bit weird to try and tap it in. Tapping products into sensitive areas is usually the most delicate way to do so, but I feel like it's a little bit tacky, so it actually tugs on my eye skin more to tap than it does to just kind of smooth it in. So I do really gentle strokes, because you want to tug on your eye skin as little as possible. And then we're just going to do the same thing the other side. Now I feel like my eyes are really hydrated, because I know that putting a lot of foundation and concealer on them definitely dries them out too. And I think the fact that I use mostly powder products on my eyes and things that dry, liquid eyeliner and eyeshadows and everything else, like my eyes get really, really dried out. So I try to be extra careful, because that's like, I'm dry skinned, like that's the biggest detriment, is letting my skin get too dry for too long and it forms wrinkles. So now we're just going to use moisturizer, and the moisturizer I'm using is something I got from an Ipsy bag. It's like over the course of time I got both parts of the set from Ipsy. So I have, it's Eco Beauty, and it's the Good Day Moisturizer. Ample hydration for fresher and happier looking skin, and it's really simple packaging. It's like a little pouch with a spout on the top of it, which is kind of nice. It's kind of clever that way. I've stuck this one into a purse a lot and taken it with me, because it's kind of this really super compact, you know, easy to store packaging. And then currently I have one of the like toothpaste tube squeezers on it to help me get the last of the product out, because I'm getting down to the end of it. I always keep these things, these little squeezy things around to help me get the last of product out of tube type packages. I do like this moisturizer a lot, in terms of it being really, really lightweight, and it absorbs really quickly and doesn't leave any kind of tacky finish. It goes on really smooth, it's kind of thin, it's really lightweight, and then it absorbs quickly. It has 0 SPF or sun protection in it though. Okay, and then just get a little bit on my forehead. I feel like I'm actually using a little bit too much product, but my skin's been really dry lately, so I always err on the side of overkill with moisturizing products if I'm feeling like my skin is unhappy about anything in its life. Because like I said before, since I'm so dry, I don't ever tend to get a lot of problems with things, with skincare at least, clogging up my skin. Dead skin and makeup, definitely, and I'll get acne from that. But the skincare products themselves, my skin only ever gets happier. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That is the really simple daily routine. I'm going to really quick go into the other products that I have that I use. This has been kind of one of my little holy grails that's lived with me forever. It's Dr. Burt's by Burt's Bees, and it's a like blemish treatment. It comes in this weird little like perfume bottle, and it's this really concentrated, I think it's based in tea tree oil, and then it has some alcohol in it. So what you do is it's actually a roller ball You open it up and it has this strong kind of medicinal smell. You just take a little bit on your fingertip, and then if you have any acne and blemishes, you just tap it over the top. And what it does is actually the alcohol and the, oh, my iPad's dying, god damn it. The alcohol and the tea tree oil will pull the moisture out of the acne itself, and so that reduces the inflammation, and that kind of, you know, gives the pore more room to clear itself out. So if you've got like a big angry pimple, it pulls all of the inflammation out and shrinks it, which actually makes it easier for your skin to force the plug out and, you know, reduce the acne. So I'm sorry, that's a lot of like gross skincare TMI stuff, but so like for whenever I do get acne, especially if I do get a really angry pimple, it's super helpful. I'll just tap a little bit on like over the course of whenever I think to, you know, over the next 2 or 3 days, and it just really helps get rid of it super quickly. And then I have the other moisturizer that I use, which is the Triple Performing Benefit in the set, and this has, what is it, SPF 35. This is a little bit heavier, doesn't ever clog up my skin, and it absorbs relatively well, and it has a really nice smell. I love the scent that they use in all the Benefit products. And then I also have the Eco Beauty Good Night Night Cream, which is just another kind of generic unscented night cream, just like the day moisturizer. But my favorite night cream actually to use is like Korean sleeping packs, like sleeping masks. So I have this apple honey cream, which I don't think is actually intended to be a sleeping mask the way that my other Apple product was, the Baby Fat one that I love so much. This is the Tonymoly Apple Honey Cream, but it has a really nice like apple honey smell. And then it's another like hydration gel formula, so I can basically pile a whole bunch onto my face right before I go to bed, and then I'll wake up the next morning and my face is really, really soft and well moisturized. And then I have a couple of mask type products here. So I have some like under eye hydration patches. I like to always have some of those around, and so there's several different brands that make them. And so if I'm kind of having like an eye emergency where I like slept in my eye makeup or something, and then I can see like wrinkles forming or my eyes look really sad or puffy or whatever, I can just put these on and it gives them like emergency hydration. And then I have a clay mask that I got from Daiso that I put into a sample container, and it's a green clay mask. I've actually only just used it once the other day so far, and it was really, really strong. It started burning almost immediately. It's a purifying clay mask. So I don't know if that means I'm actually having like a reaction to it, or if it's supposed to like burn, tingle like that. So I'm gonna try it one more time before I throw it out and see how my skin likes it. I didn't get like a rash or a reaction or anything from it. It just kind of tingled. And then, let's see, is that everything? Yep, that's everything I have in here. So that's everything I'm using for skincare right now. I do also like to occasionally do a pore pack, whether I don't do Biore strips after I read about them breaking blood vessels, because that's apparently a really common thing. And I think it actually happened to me once. I could definitely see like a red spot that appeared on the tip of my nose after I used a Biore strip, and that was kind of the last time I did it, when I was like, nah, I don't need imaginary acne from the thing that I was using to make my skin look better. So, but I do use like the clay style, not ones that you peel off anymore, but ones that you wash off. So it's like a mud mask, and then you put it on, and some of them tingle, and then you let it dry, and then once it's completely dried out, you rinse it or scrub it off. Some of them seem to work really well for me. I really like the Tonymoly. I have the cocoa infused pore pack from Tonymoly that looks like a cute little cup of like hot cocoa and has like black and white swirls in it. So that one's really cute and was relatively cheap, and so that's the pore pack I'm using right now when I ever do need one. Like if I can see the like strawberry nose, then I'll do a pore pack. But that is everything. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup, and then I'll do a little intro for this video and call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to see the rest of my video every day in March adventures. And then please also go over and watch my friend's Princess Peculiar's channel, because she's the one who inspired me to try and do this month. We're both kind of like overcoming our video anxiety to become better YouTubers, and I appreciate her support a whole lot. She's a really sweet human. But yeah, that's everything for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and feel free to leave them below. I'm going to list out all the products that I used today, and if you have questions about any of the products in particular or where to get them, feel free to go ahead and ask. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.